Hey everybody, this is Mantis Shrimpa, and this is my 5.5 gallon hexagon tank. Saltwater, of course. I got a sea snail in there, 2 hermit crabs, and there's a mantis shrimp down there in the hole. It's a green mantis shrimp. Um, he doesn't ever want to come out because he just likes to burrow and stay in there all the time. I'm going to trade him in for a peacock mantis shrimp pretty soon. It's been 3 weeks and the place still hasn't gotten one, but I'm going to hold out a little longer. I'm going to exchange him for the and knock off some of the price of the peacock. So that's pretty cool. There's Shelby, the giant hermit crab, but he's way smaller than Bruticus. And Bruticus just got a new shell. That's his old shell over there in the corner. His legs were all sticking out of it when he went inside the shell, so he couldn't hide in there very well. I put that spiral one in there for Shelby, but he hasn't gotten near it yet. I don't think he likes it. But I put that big shell in there for Bruticus because he just needed something a little larger. He was actually trying to pull Shelby out of his shell, like within, I don't know, the first 20 seconds that he got in the aquarium. So these are, there's some different types of hermit crabs. Some breathe oxygen, these breathe salt water. So you got to keep them fully submerged at all times. Anyways, when I put him in there, I offered that shell to Bruticus, and he didn't want it. And then after I fed him, he seemed to warm up to me a little bit, and then he climbed in the shell, and he's liked it ever since. He hasn't gotten back to his other shell. I think he knows there's a mantis shrimp in there. I'm not certain if he does or not. He walked over the hole. He accidentally stepped in the hole a little bit with one of his feet, but I don't think he got hit or anything. If he did, I think, like I said, he knows there's a mantis shrimp in there. I don't think that he's too concerned about him too much. He's been eating all these little krill bits. There's a piece of krill right there. You can see the little black circle. It's attached to a krill head. That's the eye. And Bruticus, I fed him. My original plan was to just have a mantis shrimp in there, but then I discovered that my walls of the tank were going to get dirty because he's not a shrimp at all. He's a stomatopod. And apparently their deal is that they're just predators. They're not scavengers, and they don't clean anything. So I got a snail, got that sea snail right there to clean the glass. And the sea snail's been cleaning the glass, but he's been going to the bathroom all over the place. So I need something to clean up the rocks down below. So I got these hermit crabs, and they've been cleaning up all the stuff on the rocks. Well, Bruticus is, he's a little bit too big to just be eating snail due to everything that comes from that snail right there. Shelby's been living on it just fine, but he's needed a little something extra too. So I fed the mantis shrimp, pieces of krill, a krill or so, and usually the mantis shrimp will eat half the piece of krill and then kick the other half out of his hole, and then Shelby will come in and eat it. Well, Bruticus ate it, needless to say, and then Bruticus was searching for some more food. He started digging and stuff, thinking he would find something under the rocks, I suppose. So I had to give him more pieces of krill. I put in 3 pieces of krill, and he's already eaten the whole entire one, plus that half from earlier. Shelby's working on a piece of krill right now. You can see that in his mouth. And Bruticus has got a couple pieces of krill down there that he's probably going to finish before the end of the night. So I started out with the pet mantis shrimp. Now I have a pet giant hermit crab. So he seems to dominate the tank. Bruticus seems to be the seems to be it at the moment. Everything else seems to be in addition to Bruticus's tank, so including the mantis shrimp. So that's pretty cool, which is good because Bruticus don't eat. He's not going to eat other animals as to where the mantis shrimp will. So there needs to be that balance there, where the mantis shrimp's not just killing things and mindlessly like he did when I first put him in there. I put him in there with 2 damselfish, and one got sucked up into the pump up there. Right there on the left, I don't know if you could barely see it. It's a little black square. I put the filter on the pump, but the pump didn't work with the filter on it, so I had to take the filter off, and the smaller damselfish decided to swim up there. I guess he was running from the mantis shrimp, and he got stuck in the pump, and then I noticed my pump wasn't on, so I had to take apart the pump, and then I found the damselfish all curled up there and twisted up inside of the blades. So then I was like, oh crap, that sucks. There's my heater over there. So I was like, you know what? That's garbage. So but I needed the damselfish to do something to the water to run cycles before I put the shrimp in the tank. So So at this point, I already had the shrimp and the fish in there too. I wasn't just gonna throw the fish out or give them away at that point because I already paid for them. And so the big damselfish was the only one left. And then at nighttime, I went to sleep, and then the next morning, the first night I got the shrimp, I saw the damselfish, the big one. He was dead, laying there with a big gash in his back. So it was obvious, it was apparent that the manna shrimp came in the middle of the night and grabbed him and hit him, killed him. But he didn't eat him, he just killed him. He apparently doesn't like really the taste of fish. He just likes crustaceans. Like literally, I had that fish sitting there at the bottom of his tank for 3 days, and he didn't really even touch it, but he ate some of the fins, and he was snapping at me. But when I bought the krill and I put the krill in there, immediately he jumped all over the krill. So I guess it's like mammals like to eat other mammals, reptiles like to eat other reptiles. I guess that's pretty much how the crustaceans are. They like to eat other crustaceans. So, and he is a smasher type manna shrimp. But like I said, he's in that little hole right there, and you can't see him right now because he doesn't like to come out. His name is Tyson, which I think is pretty appropriate considering he hits really, really hard. And anyway, there's Shelby right there on the left, and there's Bruticus right there on the right. Bruticus is pretty big. He's growing. And like I said, those pieces of krill will be gone by morning. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about him. I'm really excited. It's nighttime, and I was going to make a video at night about the manna shrimp attack and everything, but I put in new plants because I had to take out some of the old plants because the rocks were dirty, and I didn't want those old plants in there either. And so I put a couple of the old plants in, you know, thinking that it would make it brighter, the tank and everything. But Bruticus came along and started walking around the edges of the tank, and he uprooted them. So basically, I had to take them out. So I can't really make a night video now. I'm kind of sad about that. All my previous videos say I'm going to make a night one, but I can't now because there's nothing. You won't see anything at night. I mean, it's night in my room. All the lights are off, except for the aquarium light. And, you know, as if I turn that off, you know, you don't see anything at all. Just a glowing plant like that, or some glowing plants over there on the side. And that's all you can see in the Logitech cam reflection of the light on top of it in the aquarium glass. So you can't make a night video. Anyways, I'm really excited about Bruticus. I'm really, really, really excited because he is going to clean up the rocks. He's going to clean up everything, and the manna shrimp can't hurt him. So there's really no point in worrying about him. His shell is pretty thick too. Manna shrimps don't break the giant shell. They pull the hermit crab out of the shell to eat him. But when both, Shelby and Bruticus, go inside their shells, they're not exposed at all. So there's no way that Tyson can grab them and pull them out. So they're pretty well protected. And like I said, their shells are really, really hard. That one's pretty spiky. I don't think Tyson's ever going to be able to crack that in his entire life. I am going to get a peacock pretty soon. They do hit a little bit harder, I understand, than just a regular green manna shrimp. But it doesn't matter. It's to no avail because he also will not be able to crack that shell. That's an extremely difficult shell to crack for a manna shrimp. So I'm very happy about that. And even if he isn't aggressive, you know, the peacock, even if he is really more aggressive than my green one, he still isn't going to be able to pull the hermit crab out. So I think that's pretty cool. So Shelby and Bruticus are pretty safe, and my snail's pretty safe. He just stays up there the whole time, and, you know, nothing really happens to him. He cleans the glass. Sometimes he's down on the ground in the morning when he's sleeping, and, you know, the manna shrimp doesn't attack him because his shell is too thick. So I think that's pretty cool. And again, I'm pretty excited about Bruticus. I'm really excited. He's about the size of a tarantula. He's a really big, giant hermit crab. I mean, he really is big in your hand. Like, he will fill your whole hand, not just your palm. If you have, you know, man hands, you know, if you're a full-grown man in your prime, and you have, you know, big hands, he will fill the whole thing. He is a very large hermit crab. I'm gonna put my hand up next to the glass so you can get an idea of how big he is. I don't know if you can see him very well, but he's pretty big. And when he comes out of his shell, he's even larger. He would fit like that area of my hand completely. He would fill it all up with his legs all stretched out and everything, and his shell. So that's pretty cool. I'm definitely excited about that. He's not to be trifled with at all, not even by the manna shrimp. So there he is, and thanks for watching, YouTube.